Hello and welcome to The Big Question with SnG. I am back. I'm still here. I have not gone anywhere. I'm very excited. My name is Neville. This is Karan. This is Kautuk. And today's episode is an episode that everyone's been asking for. And we finally fucking seen the damn thing. So it is about Infinity Wars.
I knew he would say wars. I knew you would say wars.
Because that's what it is.
No, it's Infinity War.
But many
And you've
wars,
already
no?
you've already opened up 85,000 comments saying Neville Chutya. Like
this is
it's happened now. It's
Yeah.
happened.
First of all, it's Infinity War.
Yes.
With a lot of different battles.
Like
And today's topic.
And
today's topic is Infinity War. Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Very
So
excited.
let's begin. Let's talk about the movie.
Yeah.
Did we like the movie?
Dude, I fucking loved it.
You loved it.
Yeah.
How were you uncomfortable in the chair? Were you like
Man, at different points I was super uncomfortable in that chair.
If that
uncomfortable.
so
Yeah, it was
if-
really good.
Would you swipe right or swipe left for Avengers Infinity?
I would
We go up. What is it?
I would swipe right and then I would buy the paid version of Tinder so I could unswipe and then swipe again.
Wow.
Double time.
So which means
That
you
much.
would watch
That
it
much
pirated.
You watched it.
I
You
would
watched it pirated.
Pirated also.
Then you would watch it.
then in the
legally.
theater also.
Legitimately.
Then again also.
So here's the thing. I think that it is a movie that you can only watch in the theater.
It's a 3-hour movie. A 20-minute interval really kills the flow because let's face it, guys. There's a lot of action, but it's a slow movie.
Yeah.
Because there's so many different things. There's like 18 different movies that are coming together. I don't know how the
There are
characters.
23 characters, man.
23.
Just the heroes.
At this point, we want to say, in case we discuss spoilers,
Oh,
you
yeah,
should
fuck.
please.
Well done.
Yeah. So we might be discussing spoilers and stuff. So
Might
fortunately,
be.
till now,
Might be discussing. Oh, okay.
fortunately, till now we have not.
Okay.
So if at this point you've not seen the movie and you don't want to ruin it, come back to the podcast.
Also, if you've not seen the movie, fuck you. What are you doing? You fucking, it's a
Listen,
great movie.
The movie's made like 400 million already. or
It
some
made
shit.
200 crores in India. I'm so happy,
It
man.
made 200 crores.
200 crores, bro.
Nice.
That's the biggest fuck you.
And it's still not done.
It's not done.
It's 200 crores.
200 crores.
That's
Taran Adarsh must be really confused.
Yeah.
He's like, इसमें तो भाई भी नहीं है. Like, Why is it working?
just
Although Thanos is the biggest bhai.
Yeah.
Biggest. He's a proper bhai
first
character.
thing I think
एंडिंग में जाके वो गाइस स्पॉयलर्स एंडिंग में जाके वो सनसेट देखता है वो भाई मूव है ब्रो.
Let's start with what did you like about the film? Katie?
I think the film, obviously, Marvel, especially Marvel, and this is the biggest difference between them and DC. Marvel has realized that humor has a big space in the superhero genre. And DC doesn't have that. DC are characters taking
DC tried so badly with Justice League, dude. Fuck.
but it's just not fun.
So
It doesn't
bad.
come across.
Yeah.
Even like when you see Suicide Squad, it was so poorly done. It just I didn't feel like I didn't feel invested.
Yeah.
But what they've done with Marvel is they've done what Game of Thrones did. They took their time. What Breaking Bad did. They took
Patience,
their time.
yeah, 10 years.
You give people, we underestimate if it's good storytelling, and you guys know about this. You guys are movie fans, book fans. Good storytelling has a place in our culture, and it
100%.
will catch the kind of fans you need at the end. If you give them a
100%.
payoff after that, like a Game of Thrones, like with maybe even Lord of the Rings. But I'm not a big Lord of the Rings fan because I just feel it's too. The good guy's going to win. When you go into this feeling
Too
that
predictable.
like James Bond is not going to lose.
That's one of the things I really liked about this film. Like,
Yes.
The thing I really liked about this film was writing wise, it's so strong.
Yeah.
Like to make a film with 23 lead characters.
And stay true to their own storylines.
To the origin, no?
Yeah. One of the other things that, writing wise, 23 characters. But one of the ways that they solved that problem was that you don't make a film about 23 heroes. You make it about one villain. So the hero of Avengers Infinity War is actually Thanos. And if you look at it, he's going through a hero's journey.
Yeah.
Like at the end, he has who has the almost loss moment?
Yeah.
It's Thanos when he gets the axe in his chest.
Or Gamora.
Huh?
No, it's Thanos. He's absolutely
Thanos?
right.
Or throwing
That's
away
a really intelligent.
or throwing away Gamora, I'm saying.
No, yeah.
Like the whole hero's journey is being done by Thanos. The first frame of the movie starts with him. The last frame of the movie ends with him. This movie should have been called Thanos, wearer of gauntlet. Like that's what the movie should have been called.
I love that. That's a fucking really super thought because it puts it in perspective. The opening scene of the movie is Thanos versus Thor, Loki, and Hulk,
And he demonstrates everything.
and defeats them.
Yeah.
So that tells you right off the bat. First thing, if I put my writer's cap on, take this cap off.
So many
Thanos
things are
is
being
the
said.
fucking
Thanos is
god
the bomb. Okay. we have now our obstacle is in front of us.
Yeah. And he's look at that first scene. What does the first scene do? The first scene is that he's negotiating with these guys. He's destroyed everyone, so he's powerful. He's negotiating, which means he's reasonable.
Yeah.
You hear his aims. What does he want to do? He wants the gauntlet. He wants the stones.
Conflict. Exposition.
He kills Loki, which demonstrates that Avengers are vulnerable.
Yeah.
Also kills Loki, which also means that he is ruthless as well.
He's ruthless as well.
And then kicks Hulk's ass.
That's
which
it.
is fucking strength.
And that's
physical strength.
that really
And
sets
here's
it
the
up.
thing. So the beauty of this was Avengers 1, climactic moment. Okay, the heroes have lost. We have a Hulk. Infinity War. First scene, we have a Hulk. Hulk is fucked.
And exactly. So you take the Hulk out of the picture. You take your biggest weapon.
Yeah.
Now you have to come up with something else.
Yeah. Now you already know the stakes are up.
So, but here's the thing. The reason why also they wrote it from Thanos' perspective, and I think that they could have done it, is because they had this 10-year backlog of building and building and building. Like, it's a relationship that I have with my friends now.
Yeah.
Like, I know how Karan behaves. So when I need to write for... Now when Karan comes into my life, I know he's going to come and take off his cap and go... "Huh." Like, I know that that's what Karan's going to do. So when now Tony Stark needs to come, I don't need to give Tony Stark... I don't need to give Tony Stark a backstory. I don't need to give him... I don't need to, give him an exposition. I don't need to give him,
That's right. You think this movie is 2.5 hours long, but it's actually 10 years long.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is actually that. It is 10 years in the making. What makes me mad about it, and just changing topics, is that I just throw this in, is that because of the outside world, not the inside world. So there's a story engine, right, that lives and dies within, and then there's us, the outside world. We and our need to make money is why these characters will have to come back.
Yeah.
And that sucks for me. Like, it sucks that all these characters that died and nobody from the original Avengers got evaporated.
Yeah.
Which seems like a little bit of a
Cheat.
little thoda like. But the fact that I know Spider-Man will come back because Sony will not let him die.
They've already announced the movies.
Exactly. So if you're going to make
Already
these
announced
movies, they cannot be gone.
So in the next...
We'll come back.
Avenger-
We'll come to that. It's a very valid point, and I want to talk about that when we do the...
How they'll come back.
Yeah, what did you not like, etc. So, I think another thing that I really liked about this movie was that there's so many like jumps in perspective and jumps in space, like just like different planets, different people,
different realms.
Yeah, dude.
We don't even know what the realms are.
And the exposition has also been done really well.
Really well.
Like-
It's not, hey, let's go to Titan. It's not.
And-
you know what I'm saying? It's not.
Like, and I think this comes to the Russo brothers. So you know what they've directed before this? Arrested Development.
Oh.
They've done Arrested Development. So if you haven't seen that,
one of the funniest shows. This is the first
Greatest
season.
Pause this and go watch it. and come back.
The first season of Arrested Development, by far one of the funniest, like
Sharpest
back-to-back
comedy.
episodes.
Sharpest
And you have
comedy.
to also keep in mind the year that it was done in.
Yeah.
Like, when they did.
Mid 2000s.
So the point is that when they're doing Arrested Development, right? So what is that? That's a situational comedy. And what they do here is they do exposition via situational comedy, which is such a great way of doing it, right?
So it doesn't seem boring.
Yeah. So if you wanna talk about what happened in Ragnarok, like you hadn't seen Ragnarok when you watched the movie, right? But Thor tells you what happened in Ragnarok, and how does he do that? He does that by Gamora saying that, man, I had to kill, let go of my dad. He's like, oh, your dad. Let me tell you about what happened in Ragnarok, and he just lays it out that way. It's so beautiful. And Peter comes in and fills you in about Guardians 2.
Yeah.
So he goes like, I killed my dad, and then that's
my
fucking
mom,
beautiful.
My dad killed my mom, then I had to kill my dad.
That's so well done. There
Yeah.
are so many layers and in that scene, that's not just exposition. What else is happening? You see Star-Lord being jealous of Thor while that scene takes
There's
place.
also character shifts, in that.
Dude,
in that,
that's
like-
such good writing and direction.
And the question, what another beautiful they've done is how they've dealt with hierarchies, right? So the idea that, okay, just because, like in Hindi films, this is the notion, this is why Hindi heroes are like so lame, because I am good, you're bad, and that's the end of it. There's no gray area.
Yeah.
Well, these guys are constantly fighting in that gray, right?
Yeah.
So like, for example, now the human emotion.
Rocket is such an unlikable on paper character.
Yeah.
Like he has no morals. He has no
scruples, no nothing. Yeah, I agree.
Like he hates the fucking.
Here's the thing about character development here. Thanos cries.
Yeah, Thanos cries.
So now-
Can you imagine Mogambo crying?
Yeah, like, what I'm saying? Like, Thanos is like, it's a moment of vulnerability in a guy who is ruthless, blah, blue, blah, blue, blah, blue.
But
Yeah.
I think that's because there's going to be a character shift within him, right? I feel like the next step for Thanos, what is it? Now he's done what his mission.
We'll talk about that right at the end.
Also, actually, I do want to talk about Thanos. Thanos comes from this deep-rooted motivation that he wants to. I mean, think about it. We are an overpopulated country. I mean, if
Thanos चाहिए India में.
yeah, like if someone said, "Hey, आधे लोगों evaporate करो," and like it'll actually benefit. Which is I'm not saying it should happen, but it will actually benefit. So many people are there.
You know, he says
But
that line. It's a very good line. He says that after I got rid of my own planet got fucked, and then I got rid of half the people, and then now when you look at it, many years later, right? Everyone's belly is full, life is great. But like, I mean, short discomfort, long-term game.
But to create, you need to destroy.
But here's the thing. Okay, so now you have the Infinity Gauntlet. Okay, you can with a snap of your thing kill 50% of all living forms. Which means why can't you just snap this and double the amount of food there is? I mean,
You're the worst. You're the worst problem. Like if someone called you to doctor this script, you'd be like, yeah, but just ask him to double the food. No, truth.
Okay, जगह नहीं है. चलो सब लोग condos, skyscrapers everywhere. You know, whatever. Or
Yeah, that
more
becomes-
planets.
That's not a superhero movie. That's a documentary about a guy who did really well.
Yeah.
And got a Nobel Prize for it.
That's the problem. Like for it to be a superhero
Norman
movie.
Borlaug's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Towards the end, where he what's his name? Doctor Strange sacrifices himself and the stone,
and gives the stone.
and he gives it, and Thanos recognizes Stark. He calls him out.
Yeah.
He says, "Stark." He says, "You know me?" He's like, "Yeah." You're not the only one who's cursed with information. So the question is, what is this information? Which means his father, Howard Stark, something has happened. There's more to this connection between Stark and Thanos. There's something exists
You're
there.
saying there's
No, I mean, he knows Stark.
impending doom there.
No, that Doctor
But
Strange
he knows
saw
him
something.
he knows him from the Avengers, the first battle of New York.
No.
does.
He knows him intimately. There's something else afoot. Doctor Strange sacrifices himself, right? And he says, "Okay, I've seen 4 billion I don't know how many probabilities, 14 million probabilities, and we win in one. And the one that they win in is this probability,
Right.
That
Where
we-
Stark survives.
where Stark survives and Doctor Strange has to go. So he sacrifices himself, gives him a stone. We go through the 50% of the living people dying. Now we have to see. There's already videos out there like
Man, that must be so hard on Marvel. Like, it's seeing 50% of the revenue dying.
no, but here's the thing. They'll
There are videos out of what?
of talking about the 6 to 8 different ways that the people can come back.
I'll tell you the
Yeah.
simplest way they can come back.
Yeah, no,
Time stone.
everyone knows
They'll
that-
just take the time stone and reverse it. That's
Yeah.
No, I mean, in comic books, that's one of the biggest criticisms of adapting anything from comic books is that there are no stakes. And that was my biggest, like, it was one of the things that bothered me about the Marvel.
Because stakes are banned in Maharashtra. Anyway, go on.
I wish I could undo that joke. Like, just so, like, throughout till this movie, there have been very few, like, big stakes. So, in the Marvel universe, there's only one thing that can't be reversed: Uncle Ben's death. That's the one thing that you can't, fuck with.
Why can't he go back?
Yeah, fuck
I mean, if he's got the time stone, honestly, why doesn't he just go back and bring?
Because I think the time stone starts from after Ben Doctor.
Yeah, it's just that guy, that fucking guy.
He is zero.
So, the surest indication that the match is fixed is that Hawkeye survives.
Arey,
Can't Varao. I don't believe this shit anymore.
Hawkeye-
Bow and arrow like a Robin Hood.
Hawkeye, people say that there's no Indian superhero. I mean, Hawkeye is that guy, right? Bow and arrow.
Hawkeye would have become Eklavya immediately.
Arjun,
Arjun.
Yeah, Arjun. Sorry.
Also, yeah, Arjun.
Why did I-
For sure, Arjun.
Why did I not go for the main archer?
I don't know.
I went for secondary.
But he was smart and very Indian about this also. Arey yaar, bada aadmi aaya, bhago. He didn't show up only. The
But
movie.
here's my thing about Hawkeye, right? Like, why does he have his own comic book? Like, Hawkeye का existence ही ancillary है.
Yeah.
Like, he has never actually killed anybody of repute
Dude,
with that bow and arrow.
even War Machine is such a, like, I want to be Iron Man.
What about the guy with the Falcon?
Falcon.
Whoa. He's like Iron Man with a or really degraded suit
Like,
types.
okay, this I felt, okay, in the movie, when I'm watching the movie, sometimes when they cut to these guys, like Falcon and War Machine, I'm like,
Popcorn करें.
ठीक है
They're
यार.
really ancillary. So that's my thing, right? Like, I'm saying that somebody who is so ancillary, how the fuck do they get such a big character? But here's one thing that I found, like, Karan put it best. He's like 2 घंटे से Hulk ना ही बोल रहा है.
Why 2 घंटे से? No! क्या no?
Karan put it really well.
He sounds like a
But I like the
husband trying to
fact.
convince his wife.
I
to have
like
sex.
the fact.
No!
I like the fact that Banner is asking for consent.
Tell me, why did they put that in? Did they put
What,
that
the
in?
no?
Yeah. Why did they put Hulk not coming out?
He
or-
survives the movie. So the next, because there's a part 2 of this, Avengers 4.
Infinity
he
Wars.
will. That's. Then you say wars.
No, it was important that Hulk and Thanos don't have a face-off in this.
Yeah, he's gonna have a bigger role in the next.
I
one.
agree, and I think
And
that
it's going to have a
and
journey.
they're going to psychologically justify Hulk. I
That's-
think Hulk also has to be able to control Hulk, right?
Yeah, no. One of the reasons.
Banner has to be able to control
One
Hulk.
of the reasons that this is going to be a thing is going to be in the next movie. This is just conjecture, is that Banner's. They'll have to first understand why Hulk is saying no.
Yeah, because he's scared of getting his ass kicked by Thanos.
Yeah, and maybe the journey is that the Beast also needs some confidence boosting.
और
Fuck,
Hulk
dude.
के अंदर भी Hulk है.
Look, Hulk is also emotional. Thanos is also emotional.
Everyone's emotional.
Next one's going to be directed by Karan Johar.
Yeah.
And you know how, but it's also true because, like, you know, when Vision really feels Thanos is here, it's that Jaya Bachchan moment, right? Like, she's like, Shahrukh is here, she's turning around and Shahrukh is
Is
like,
that fucking Harry Potter?
Dude,
My fucking head
Dude,
is
when he finally does the snap thing, what happens? He goes to China to meet his young girl.
yeah, bizarre thing, man.
In China, she's like, come with me. He goes for a walk.
You know what I feel really bad about? I feel really bad for Red Skull.
Because he's sitting there waiting.
He's a watchman now, minus the register.
Yeah.
And like he's been trying to get the Soul Stone for years, and this dude just waltzed in with his daughter.
Yeah.
Fucking yeah, man.
Oh, I got a very cool moment when we found out Peter Dinklage was the
That was the yeah.
where they made a dwarf into a
Yeah.
monster. Like basically,
That's the only acceptable time you can call him a dwarf. I thought one of the lamest parts of the movie was some of the justification for moving the plot along, right? Like 2 things. One, Captain America saying that I will leave no man behind. Dude, when the universe is ending, you're worried about one dude. And secondly, Scarlet Witch's whole conundrum. I mean, sure, it makes sense, kinda. You should do whatever it takes to save your loved one, right? And you take him to Wakanda and you get his, the little surgically removed, that plastic surgery on his
bindi removed. He doesn't like his yellow bindi.
that boil that he has.
No girl wants to marry me. Remove it, please, Dr. Batra.
I have a stone in my head.
But Wakanda Dr. Batra is
You want to hear a joke?
no.
oh God.
So Thanos goes to his urologist. And his urologist is like, congratulations, you also have the kidney stone.
I saw it the minute you said urologist.
You also have the kidney stone. That's fucking great.
Groot only says, "I am Groot."
Yeah.
That's all he ever says. I am Groot. It's
But
the
with,
only
with inflection.
whatever it is. He only says that, right?
Yeah.
Yet Thor calls him tree. Fucking stupid. Thor is stupid. I am Groot. Okay, you are tree. You are tree.
Thor is the ultimate bro, dude. Like,
Yeah.
he's a dude. Like,
He's the jock.
yeah, he's a
Yeah,
job. He's a
yeah,
job.
The
he's for-
ultimate job.
yeah.
He's the ultimate job.
Okay, so worst performance according to you is Falcon.
No, because the Falcon
Yours
character
is
is kind of Nebula. I just find Nebula. I just find out this angst really like
Misplaced.
Fake.
मेरा worst performance नहीं है, मेरा most unnecessary character है.
मतलब all of it is fake, but
Robin.
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 From How I Met Your Mother.
Oh fuck! Oh, last scene में.
Dude, I found it damn funny that
Jesus
Samuel
is-
L. Jackson was saying motherfucker when he went.
Yeah, motherfucker.
What a perfect reaction.
Yeah. So
Like everyone else was like, oh, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. Oh, what is happening to me? And this guy's like, motherfucker. He's just pissed off
Yeah.
that he's going away.
And also, it's like Pulp Fiction. He's not changed from Pulp Fiction.
like we all felt okay. So all those characters are disappearing, right? So who did you feel for the most?
Man, I think it's Spider-Man.
I think
Really?
yeah, because of Iron Man, right? Because he goes like, I don't want to go.
But really?
Yeah, they played it out. They fucking played it out. And the thing is that you've been seeing that relationship from Civil War, and then you saw it again in.
But why did his suit go?
Huh?
His suit,
Huh?
Spider-Man's, even that disappeared.
Yeah.
Why
Oh.
do your clothes go? It should
that's
just
a
be
great point.
your skin and your bones and your hair.
Because
your eyes.
Sebastian Stan's gun was still there.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
yeah. Why?
you're right.
So why would
Because
his
it's
arm?
not part of the suit.
But like.
If it's not part of your organic
the
being,
He's
body
not
should
Spider-Man without that.
No.
What? He's
It's-
Spider-Man
it's-
without-
The person disappears.
The person has to
Sure,
disappear.
but I'm saying technically he's not Spider-Man. I'm saying if you want to look at it's also cooler where just the suit.
Of
doesn't
course,
work. But I'm just saying if you have to technically look at it, he's not Spider-Man without the suit.
No, okay, Samuel L. Jackson. Is he still, what's his character's name?
Nick Fury.
Nick
Is he
Fury.
still Nick Fury without his leather jacket?
No.
No.
It's like Vicky's not Vicky without his leather jacket.
Leather jacket.
Doesn't he call it leather jacket? What does he call it?
What is this?
No, yeah,
Leather
but like
jacket.
his pager falls, but his eye patch goes. I mean,
Yeah, and
come on.
dude, who uses a pager?
Dude.
What's up with a pager?
No, I don't know what is up
It's
with
for
the
messages
technology.
from the past.
I-
He doesn't want to miss anything.
No, is there a thing we're missing out in this? Because even Tony Stark's using the fucking flip phone. Is there a technology problem in this? Are we missing it?
No. I think it's sentimental. So if you're using something from another era, there's a big reason for it. So for Tony Stark, he uses his old school phone that's not like connected to his system. It's not connected.
So is Fury also that then?
No, I think Fury is trying to call.
But on a fucking pager. Oh, maybe Brie Larson, I'm saying.
Yeah.
Maybe Captain Marvel has a pager.
Yeah, something
She's
like
set
that.
in the 90s, you know?
So I'm saying that Nick Fury doesn't want to miss any messages, past or future. So he has to have a pager also.
Oh, past, you're saying that.
Oh yeah. So if she and
उसके
if
पास कोई telex machine
अरे
भी रहेगा
हाँ,
छुपा हुआ.
interesting. So if she's set in the 90s, and pages were big that time. Maybe that's the reason
Maybe
he has
that's
a
the
pager.
reason.
So
Maybe
I'm
that's
saying
the
like उसके अंदर सब रहेगा सामान, telex,
हाँ,
fax,
he has everything.
fax.
But मजा पैसा वसूल.
बहुत पैसा
तो obviously
Bro,
वसूल.
बहुत पैसा
people are flocking to the theaters, man, to watch a movie that.
मैं वापस जा रहा है,
तो वापस जाएगा.
जाना पड़ेगा.
3D में देखेगा.
नहीं.
Dude, one of my favorite scenes was the one with Drax saying that if he does things really slowly, he's invisible. That's the best scene in the whole movie. Like fuck all the stones.
But ये लोग ने बहुत काम किया ना. देख Guardians of the Galaxy पे कितना jokes डाला है रे.
बहुत jokes.
In the original Guardians. So when the Guardians world came here, they could just be really funny. Like,
Yeah.
you know, this guy is definitely not a dude.
Look,
You are a
context.
dude. He is a man.
No, you're talking about building on context, right? So creating context is half the battle done.
Yeah.
Half the once you know, and that's why the comedic geniuses are like, for example, Rowan Atkinson. You know, he's the kind of guy who'll get you a laugh in 30 seconds because he just knows how to give you context. You know, Mr. Bean is this character who's going to be this like a childlike character, and he'll be funny. I think that's what they've managed to do with this film. Is like, we know Star-Lord. We've seen 2 fucking films with him.
Yeah.
Now everything is just now all the setup is done. Punchline.
That's what I'm saying. Which is why I could write this from Thanos.
Yeah.
Tell me
Where
something.
do you
10
think-
years ago, did they know that they were going to do a film with
They
Thanos
had
at
to.
the end?
Yeah.
They had to. And not only did they know, they had to know some pieces of information about it. Now the specifics will be different, but they had to know, okay, we know because the comic books, if you guys check out some of the videos on this channel called Looper, they'll actually talk about the comic books. This snapping thing is from the
It's
comic
a very
books.
yeah.
This whole thing about him sacrificing Gamora,
Nebula
torturing
saves the day in the comic books.
So in the comic
She
books,
takes the gauntlet.
Yeah.
And then Adam Warlock shows up.
Yes, and Adam Warlock has already been shown once.
Yeah.
So he
So
might.
he's going to be a part of it. So there's a lot of okay. So let's move to that then. What do you think is going to happen?
So I think most of the characters are going to come
Next.
back. Will come back.
They
Yeah.
have to.
They have to come back because the studios have to make money, and also because there are different studios involved, right? Because Sony.
Dude, you know
owns-
what?
But ये
Like-
10 साल पहले planning बहुत amazing है.
Sunna, when in the first scene when Heimdall dies, like I'm sure like a lot of people were like, "Fuck, Heimdall died." Heimdall died. My thought was, "Fuck, Idris Elba's contract ran out." Like I genuinely think like it's too expensive to bring him back for that role. So you
also he's
fucking
become
kill him.
his stature since from when he first played that role to today has
Yeah.
gone up to the point now where
Yeah.
he could be
He could
a
command
lead-
more money.
No, he could also be a lead character. He could be an instrumental character instead of being a tertiary or secondary character.
Yeah, but I don't think that that's going to be a problem with Marvel paying a character.
No, as in I'm just like it's like Real Madrid can pay a lot of
Acha.
players, but do you want all of them?
Actually, I have a question, personal question for you guys. Okay, do you guys like this Doctor Strange character?
I liked him in this movie in his
The
standalone.
character of
yeah, I
Doctor
just don't
Strange.
like-
Or Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor
No,
Strange.
maybe I love him as an actor. He's I think fantastic performer. First of all, his English accent really upsets me.
His American accent.
His American accent. His English trying to be American accent is
Yeah.
what I'm going to say. Because you know he's English from Sherlock. You just know he's
But
English.
that happened with House also.
No. Honestly, if you didn't know House was If you never heard him before, you'd have thought he's American.
Dude, he was in.
But if you never heard Benedict, you might have thought he was American. Also, in terms of writing, I'll tell you one other thing I really liked. Vision's death, okay, opens the door to the next episode. Okay, the fourth Avengers that's going to come out. Because what does that do? Vision died in this film and then came back. So you've already seen an example of superheroes coming back. So you know it's possible. So when in the next thing when they do it, they're like, hey, in case you think this is far-fetched, guess what? You saw it in the first one. So it's a possibility it's going to happen.
Yeah, but bringing back 50% of the universe back, it's the time stone. So it just works.
It's a time stone or however else to do it. But the point is that if you're bringing them back, the idea of superheroes is, and then the last scene, you see that people have also died. Not just superheroes, but just regular people in New York City have died. So in the
only city in the world.
Yeah, the only city where anything ever happens.
Yeah.
So the thing is that if superheroes are coming back, it would be pointless for them to come back if they don't bring everyone else back as well. Because that's who they are fighting for. So you need to bring the rest of the universe back. The truth is that when you look at any Marvel movie, at the end of the movie, there's like in the VFX department, it's just India.
Yeah.
It's just like Raja Gopalan and like 85,000 names and
But
all of them.
I mean, even I'm not saying that we should. Actually,
We have the resources.
we have the resources.
But
What
we don't have the money to pay our own
what I'm
people.
saying is we should not go after Mahabharat.
That's not what it is. That much.
I don't think we should go after
On
Mahabharat.
VFX,
We should just come
on
up with a new-
VFX, Game of Thrones VFX is done here in Bombay,
In Bombay.
in Goregaon.
In Goregaon.
Okay. Now,
That's beyond the wall.
okay. So, no, but this side of the forest.
Goregaon is quite a racist name for
So the
Yeah.
but- so
right
here's
is
the-
Andheri.
So here's the thing.
That's true.
We have great executioners and
no
phenomenal.
visionaries.
Yeah, but no visionaries. The person to defeat Thanos would be Thanos' father.
Spank his ass.
Like I would bring
Thanos
Thanos'
Senior.
dad back and I would be like, तेरे को शर्म नहीं है हमारे ज़माने में.
संभाल इसको.
हाँ.
Yeah,
बेटा बिगड़ गया.
imagine you bring like an auntie, लोग क्या कहेंगे?
I
You know, no girl will. If you kill half the world and half of everybody, no girl will marry you. Thanos will be like, "Oh fuck you, right, yeah." Click, unclick.
Actually, yeah, you never see like Thanos has daughters, but he doesn't have romantic interest.
No, they're adopted, both of them.
Exactly. I mean, he doesn't have any
I think that's the problem.
wife.
That's the
very
problem.
late.
I think
It's very late. Yeah, that's what I would do. I'd
Hey,
just
Thanos, Tinder pe ja.
Yeah.
Just do better than going and taking over
But
the world and
consensual,
shit.
consensual lead, no, with Thanos.
हाँ तो Tinder पे consensually होगा ना और क्या?
No, but I'm saying Thanos क्या अपना photo डाले?
डालेगा ना?
या 5 stone डाले उधर.
Dude, someone put this tweet out
But
about.
that is such a like Delhi thing, no? That gauntlet and everything.
Yeah, but someone put the tweet. Damn, the funniest thing I've seen from the movie. Found the stones in the Friends logo. The Friends TV
Oh,
show.
great.
If you see that
Great.
there are dots of each color,
Great.
and man, that was some amazing
Beautiful.
observation. Whoever that guy
Beautiful.
was,
Beautiful.
who figured that shit out.
Okay, on that note, guys, we really hope you enjoyed the Infinity War podcast, and we're going to be back next week as always. Leave us your comments and suggestions, which we won't read.
Guys, let's leave in a stylish way.